girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. I seen you do it, I seen you nice, I see you smooth, I see you twice. Goddamn, girl,
Yeah, baby. Yeah. We back, man. We back. Put it in the air, man. Put it in the air. You know what I'm saying? I got my dog General. We got special guest General. Who we got now, General?
Yo, I got my little brother here, one of our biggest supporters of Black Michigan Motorcycle Club, Bootman.
Bootman.
Representing, the strong side of the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying? Haiti, Jamaica, Cuba, all that. He representing. He's Bootman. And it's my little brother. So, big shout out to him for coming, man. That's what's up, man.
Appreciate you guys for having me, man.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure to hang with you, bro. So
come on, man.
You're my big brother. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for having me.
Okay, and we got a special guest in the house tonight too. You feel me? Or should I say, a very distinguished, talented, multiverse. Just from talking to this man a few moments, I developed and understood all this. Jay Styles.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm back. I ain't never left, man. Appreciate y'all inviting me on, man. Nate, my brother. Now you my brother. What's Botman? Bootman.
Yeah.
So what does Bootman mean?
Bootman, man, was like the first black revolutionary.
Okay.
So he's actually a very powerful black man.
Okay, Bootman.
Back in the days in the slave, he was one of those very important revolutionaries.
African.
So the opposite of a Sambo. Gotcha.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah,
you can say that.
You can say that.
All right.
Bootman specifically was actually a Jamaican.
All right.
That was part of the Haitian Revolution.
Yes.
With Toussaint L'Ouverture. So his general, or his main man, was this guy named Bootman. Man, Bootman was actually a Jamaican who had came over to Haiti and helped reinforce the fighting team and was turned out to be one of the top level generals of Toussaint.
Yes.
That's beautiful, man. I love Jamaica.
Because you got to remember, the Haitians at the time when we all used to be slaves, my ancestors. So it was very difficult as a outside slave, field slave, to have any type of knowledge.
Facts.
And understanding that whatever's happening right now not supposed to happen, right? So it took him, because he already have a sense of understanding.
Right.
This was not right.
Right.
So when he become part of the Haitian culture and the slavery, so he put in perspective the understanding what was going on was wrong. So he actually taught them people how to stand for themselves and make them realize that freedom is the way to go.
Yeah.
Freedom, baby. Freedom.
That's why.
That's it. Liberation,
That's
baby.
a very strong black man.
Yeah. I learned something new today. My grandfather is Creole. I can't say he's from Haiti, but he's Creole from Louisiana on my mother's side. Okay. So I always got love for my Zoes.
You got to remember as well, the Haitians came from Haiti and migrate in Louisiana.
Yeah, so that's why I got the connection.
The Haitian slave is actually those slaves that came and helped the debate that was going on over here when it comes to slavery.
Yeah.
So that's how a lot of time people talk about Creole.
Yeah.
So where does it originally came from?
Haiti.
Yes, sir.
Well, Africa, technically.
Speaking of slavery, we're in June, so I'm gonna give aside Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? It's Juneteenth.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Since we talking about slavery,
And
I
let
might
me
want to
correct
talk about, you know what I'm saying, Juneteenth.
But
You know what I mean?
Juneteenth.
Yeah.
I just want to add to that. The actual fact of the Haitians in Louisiana was on the historical Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah.
When the American soldiers were fighting the French, so actually who came was Haitian soldiers. And of course, those who stayed began to, mix and mingle. But they came over to help the colonialists fight the French. And that the French said, well, okay, we ain't winning, y'all ain't winning, so we'll just sell it to you. That became the Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're gonna have that there. But fellas, there's something I want to talk about, something pressing on my mind. Today's in specifics too. This has been on my mind, and today in service,
Put it in there.
they were speaking about sacrificing. So, of course, when people go to the scripture, they go to the scripture and they illustrate the story of Abraham and sacrificing his son. Now, I know in Islam, Ishmael is the son that's spoken about as being sacrificed. And in Judaism, or the Jewish religion, and Christianity, Jacob is the son. Isaac is the son that they're talking about sacrificing. So, in the course of talking about sacrificing, they were speaking about animal sacrifices, which the Bible speaks about heavily. Even the Quran, all holy books in ancient times speak about sacrificing animals, as an atonement. Going to an altar with a fire and burning the animals. Now, when it comes down to us, those of us who live on the street, we deal with something called street theology.
Real quick, not cut you off, get you right back to it. Y'all think Puffy getting sacrificed? I'm just saying, it came to my mind. You know what I'm saying?
He threw a.
You think
Let
Puffy
him
getting
finish his thought.
sacrificed? You know what I'm saying? Okay, back what you were saying.
We talked about Puffy today too.
Okay.
Puffy name got mentioned today too in service. So it's so funny. Puffy just keeps coming up.
I don't know, because they keep saying about what they say about the thing on LeBron James' chest. The tattoo LeBron got on his chest is what they call it.
The pentagram or something.
Something. There's some type of group that all the big people's in, and then you go get too hot and they bring you back down.
So about the Illuminati.
Illuminati, the Illuminati.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I say.
That's why we're gonna sacrifice. So
yeah,
Don't forget though, regardless of everything that's going on, you still got to look at the facts, right? So we have people that got different opinions.
right.
As human beings, it's okay for us to have different opinions, but at the same time, we can't further back away from the facts.
Yeah.
So now, when we say, is Puffy being sacrificed, right?
Yeah, part of Illuminati.
I would say, well, I wouldn't use the word sacrifice, but you got to understand, whatever you do in this world, on this earth, is always going to come back.
That's right.
And there's a price to pay.
There you go.
So now, if Puffy is being sacrificed, let's say based on that, it all ties into what the message I got today. We can't sacrifice animals, like we used to do. I mean, I'm sure on some farms they may do, but us in the city, we just can't walk around.
What about chickens?
See, we spoke about chickens on the
chickens. They
episode
say for all
14.
time for your
Hey, hit
stomach.
that like button, family.
Yeah,
Hit
that like,
button.
y'all like
I
to
mean,
subscribe, man. If y'all
We're
like what
talking about the
about,
long
man.
life of a chicken, but let me get this message out, and then we get to the chicken. So the message was this: though we can't sacrifice animals like that no more, today, metaphysically, we can sacrifice animal thoughts and animal desires inside us. So that is what we can sacrifice. We can't sacrifice no animal, but we can kill the beast-like nature in us that'll lead us to a corrupted act. So now, let's take that, and now let's go to Puffy.
Talking about us as flesh.
As flesh, right?
Yeah, the cardinal desires,
Spirit
the
leading
lust.
the flesh into wrong areas, whether it's whatever it is.
animalistic.
I won't even put a title or description. Whatever it is, we know the difference between right and wrong.
Correct.
So now, if Puffy on the altar and he's being sacrificed, then that's a different type of sacrifice. Now, here's a sacrifice that's based on this man's wealth and popularity. This is not an inward spiritual thing where a person makes a decision.
And the freak offs.
Right. So in all the stuff that's surrounding him right now, is it important to know or worry about him being sacrificed, or to be concerned about those who are doing the sacrifice?
Well, to me, it goes both ways. So you got to look at the most part that's important in everything that's happening. You're never bigger than your creator.
Exactly.
Right. And that's what the problem comes in.
When you get to a point where you have people put you in certain position in life, right? You got to understand, those people only allow you to get to a certain level. You will never be bigger than them. You're not supposed to be bigger than them.
So that's the sacrifice coming in.
So when you put yourself in a position where you forget where you came from and who put you in that position, then it becomes a problem. Now, again, like I said, I'm not going to use the word sacrifice, because as you look into the court system that's going on with this trial, there's a lot of things that's happening or that's being said that doesn't have nothing to do
with the trial.
sacrifice.
Yeah, you're right.
It got things to do with character.
Yeah, what he did.
And action.
Yeah.
Right? So did those people put him in the position where he have so much power, where he can do the things that they say allegedly that he was doing? Yes, but at the same time, there's certain things in life where you can say no.
And
now,
that's
when you let your ego
I'm glad you got
allow
that.
you to put yourself in a position to say everything that's going to come my way, I want this power so bad where I don't care what is the consequences after that. Then that is your own sacrifice.
Now I'm glad you said about the no part, cause I'm gonna address the elephant in the room.
Hit that like button.
Hit the like button. That's
Subscribe.
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 All that good
And all that
stuff.
good stuff. I'm hitting the elephant in the room.
Black Mystics.
And
Yeah,
inquiring minds want to know between amongst us and you out there too. Would y'all have went to the freak offs if you was invited?
The freak offs?
Would you have went to the freak offs?
Yeah.
Okay.
You said the freak offs are a party.
No, you know the
right,
freak
right.
offs. No, he's the freak offs.
The
Freak offs. That's
where
what
the freak.
that's when a problem came in. That the
Okay,
party was
freak.
okay. The
Freak.
freak offs is what he in
Right, so
court for.
are you saying the freak off is a separate thing and the party is a separate thing?
Oh yes,
Correct.
Most
I don't
definitely.
think nobody
Yeah,
would
yeah.
have went.
No.
How long you
If you look at the videos, right, what they showing, Puff is if he say, all right, it's time for a real party to start. All your kids, take your kids home. If you want your kids to see the real party, no, those kids at the party. Yeah, those kids at the party. Yeah. Those
Was it
kids at the
Justin
party.
Bieber?
we-
kid?
Not the freak off.
We do that too. Like
I know.
you know how we have
Yeah, that's what I'm
parties for
saying.
kids and everything. It's time to
Okay,
go.
so that's two
But
different parties.
I think those was two different entities completely.
Okay, would you have went to the
As far as
party
the-
or the freak off? Which one you went
Nah,
to?
if you say party, that's something different. If somebody invite me to a party and it is a party,
And then he get on there and
And-
announce
and I-
that
and I
okay,
found
the
that
real
circle.
party about to start.
now if you say real party, now I would have to find out what is the definition
If he
of
can
a real
say,
party.
listen, I seen it. If you go on YouTube and check it out about the Puff Daddy stores or whatever, he literally get on the microphone and say, "Hey man, the real party is about to start.
Right.
If you don't want to be a part of it, you can go home, get your kids, go home. But the real party about to start.
Right.
So at that moment, will you stay?
But you don't know yet. The man said real party.
Yeah.
I'll hang on until I find out
Ain't
exactly.
nothing wrong with staying. Listen, don't get me wrong. You can stay, right? 'Cause
Right.
I'm going back to when you said about just know how to say no. I'm gonna go to the freak off, right? But when you trying to freak me off, it's a no.
But if I know it's already a freak off,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm not
You
going.
feel me? No.
if the
No,
party
no.
is called a freak off
A
party,
freak off, you can be freaking 3-4 girls.
Yeah,
and
I'm
they
not
got me no.
going.
See,
That ain't me.
the problem come with me when it's time for the guy freaking off with the guys.
so what you're saying is,
I know how to
even
say
if you,
no.
even if you know it is a freak off,
I'm going.
you going.
I'm
Okay.
going. But guess what? When you try to enter my
Oh.
intuition, my behind the scenes, no.
But see that's not a good character. Let me say this.
No, we party now.
Hold
I'm
on.
already
Let me-
drunk. I
let
got
me
it
say
in me.
this.
Look.
Let me say this. If you already know it is a freak off.
No, again,
Hold-
we
hold
don't
on.
know
Let-
that.
let-
We just
hold up.
we don't know what kind of freak off.
No, it don't matter.
Okay.
The word freak off.
I'm thinking about freaking some girls.
Whenever the word come up, freak off, that means everything in between that's involved in the freak off.
So what's between the F and the K? F and K, and then there's R, E, and A, right?
There's a lot.
So I saw between the F and the K.
It's a lot.
If you take out the R, E, and the K, all you're gonna be left with is you. And what does that spell? So listen, let us.
I don't know. I don't know what
if you
direction.
if you take the R, E, A out of freak, and all you left with is you, what does it spell? Think about it, family. F U C K.
Okay, so
Again, you're trying to show a definition exactly what the freak off is,
What I'm
right?
trying to say is it's just as crazy as if they ask you, do you want to go to this thing right
And
now?
that's my
and
thing.
You standing there and you deciding if you want to go.
okay, so when you decide you want to go, why is it a crime now that you got freaked off?
Hey, well, let's hear from our guest, Jay Styles. Jay Styles,
what
what,
you think?
what you got to say about that?
Why is
Listen.
it,
Let's hear
they
from our
decided
guest,
to
Jay
go,
Styles,
right?
man.
They
Hit
said
that
they want
like
to go,
button, man.
right?
Say that again.
So
Nick.
they say that they want to go. So now why is it a crime after he done fuck you in the ass?
Oh my goodness, man.
It's a crime now, but you want to be fucked in the ass.
But see,
Oh,
let,
my
b-
goodness.
before
See?
just start, let me say this.
Well-
let me say this. Remember, again,
You got that choice.
when somebody invites you to a freak off, you already know what the word is, freak off. You already know what's in between, right? But at the same time, there's certain things that you may not accept while you in that freak off.
So you
right?
can say no. Go back real
Right,
quick. Yeah,
exactly.
No.
Exactly. But what about if you are being forced for those things that you already know that you will
No,
not accept?
That's rape.
No,
That sound like rape
but
to
there's
me.
never been a rape at a freak off, right?
Oh yeah. It's
No.
possible. Yes.
Listen, what you were saying.
What you saying? Can't be
No,
rape?
listen, look.
Involuntary freak off.
No,
is a rape.
listen. This is what Puff did at freak offs from, allegedly.
Oh, okay.
Right? Ain't no rape, ain't no force, nothing. He bribed you. You want that money? Yes. You want that fame? Yes. It's called a bribe.
Not
a rape.
everybody was bribed.
Most of them was bribed.
Some people was lured in. Let me give you an example.
Some
If-
they want the popularity.
if-
they want to be popular.
Right. If that person
Yeah.
says to
That's
you,
a bribe.
If that person says to you,
I mean,
for you to get this contract, you're gonna have to be in a room where I'm gonna have 5-6 producers, right?
Yeah.
And when you get in that room with the 5 and 6 producers, and they say, well, you need to drink. Everybody's drinking, and they give you a drink. And that drink puts you in a state of mind where you've been freaked off.
No, sir. I ain't never had no drink Escrow.
yeah, but
Drink is
No.
what they put in it.
No, it don't matter. No, you can put
He's
in what
not
you
being-
want.
he's
The
not
mind,
being
listen, the mind is powerful. I don't care what nobody say. The mind real powerful.
mind is everything.
The mind is real powerful.
It's everything. It
Yeah,
controls
listen.
our thoughts.
If
Control
you
everything.
take one of those P. Diddy's drink like they've been talking about, I don't care what type of mind you got going on.
I thought it was the baby oil.
You-
It's the,
Nah, they was not drinking baby.
no, I thought they wrote the baby oil on it. They had something. That's why they took the 1,000 bottles of baby oil. They're supposed to have something in it.
Now there was other stuff included.
When they put the baby oil on, you supposed to automatically turn into a freak.
Allegedly.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's and speaking of that, chemical warfare. I had a brother tell us today that he said this is how he said I think I picked up a date rate quarter. Now mind you, we in service now, so we like, excuse me, brother.
Service. What type of service is you talking
This is
about?
lawn service.
Okay, lump service.
So
So the people know.
right, it was Juma. We was
Okay.
at Juma, and it's
If y'all
Aha.
down with the Juma online, y'all hit that like button, subscribe
like
button.
button, man.
You know what I'm
So,
saying?
Brother said he think he picked up a date rate quarter. So I said, brother, what you mean a date rate quarter? He said, I bent down to pick the quarter up. As soon as I picked it up, because they around here putting something on money, and they dropping it in places, and when the little kids go to pick it up, it tranquilizes them. So I said, well, what happened? He said, I took it and then I fell and hit my head. And he had the pictures of where he fell at, where he hit his head. He showed me his head in the hospital and all that. And he said they checked my blood pressure, they checked all his vital signs, and everything seemed to be normal. So I can understand why Blackavelli feels like it could have been in the baby oil, because they could have put something in it, and you rubbing it all on you, and it gets into your skin.
Oh yeah, it's a possibility.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that FBI said allegedly
yeah.
that's why they confiscated all the baby oil, because they been like something that was in the baby oil.
Yeah, 'cause
But
you can put cyanide.
No,
You
Yeah.
can touch cyanide.
But
you can touch fentanyl.
has it been proven that something in baby oil is what I'm getting at?
But
you heard
they
anything
haven't got
about
that
it?
far yet.
No, they done tested baby oil.
Yeah, but I'm saying
They done tested baby oil.
They haven't got to the day trial where
Okay, they announced it. I go with that.
But I know for sure they have some witnesses that came and told them that they had some drinks and after the drink.
I can go with the drinks. I'm not disputing drinks,
Everything
right?
is a wrap.
I'm not disputing
But-
that, but at the same time, I'm disputing
The baby oil.
even on the drinks, your mind is powerful.
The
Even
mind
the
is
drinks.
everything.
Your mind powerful.
So what you're saying is there's certain drinks, even if the drink is
Tainted with a
Okay,
poison. You thinking we can bucket? The mind can bucket?
you can bucket. You can.
disagree.
No, listen.
I disagree.
After it's rape, then it becomes rape.
If anybody in this room,
And
has surgery,
Let,
if they can give you surgery
yeah.
and take you out your conscience.
No, but what I'm saying
The
is,
same drugs they do that. The anesthesia is the exact same drug.
I'm not disputing that at all.
Fentanyl was an original anesthesia.
Yes.
Well, I'm not disputing that at all. What I'm
Yeah.
disputing is, ain't no rape cases came up.
Well, in the
What do you
beginning,
mean?
Yeah.
They talked about it.
No, they talking about him doing stuff and this and that, the explicit stuff, but nobody
When
talked about.
somebody, when somebody
But-
said no,
He don't have no rape charges.
Here's the
when
thing,
somebody
though.
said no and you still do it, that's right.
But he has no rape charges.
But listen, he don't need.
He don't got no rape charges.
Yes.
No, he got sex with the mind. He got
But it's trafficking.
trafficking.
Trafficking is involved in everything.
That ain't rape though. Trafficking is bringing somebody over to come do some stuff from another country or wherever they bring him.
Nah,
That's
no, brother,
trafficking.
that's not just trafficking. When they put a trafficking case on you, that's including everything.
But it ain't rape. I don't see no rape involved.
Rape
in that.
is part of a trafficking.
But
And then-
listen, you looking at the results.
Yeah.
You're not looking at the roots.
Because this is the best way right now to get anybody that's in some type of organization with trafficking. That means there's gun charge.
Well, how many
murder, rape, trafficking,
without a solid number?
moving around.
Do y'all think?
selling, buying?
Without a solid number, do y'all
That's
think
the real conversation right there.
Do you
That's
think
the real conversation.
Any more celebrities gonna get trapped up in this, or y'all?
Of
I
course.
think it's gonna be.
It's been normal all of our life.
I know, but it's been he been going trial for a second. I ain't heard no celebrity.
Right. Well,
You know,
crime
What
has
you
he
mean?
committed?
R.
What
Kelly,
crime-
R. Kelly in there right
What
now.
crime-
R. Kelly's already here number 4 him. So R.
What
Kelly.
crime has being a freak is not a crime in America.
No, but I'm saying, do y'all
Right.
think any more
So
celebrities gonna
they-
get
and-
tied up into this?
And even
Every
and,
witness that's on the stand, what they are trying to prove is everything that was done either by threat, intimidation. So that is
Or
part
bribery.
of either way it goes, that is still a trafficking case.
Now let me ask
So
you this.
they're
Let
not-
me ask you this.
the
Before
focus
we
is
go
not
any further,
he's a
because
freak.
the people will need to know this because see,
Allegedly.
when you start talking like legality, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And you're telling people that a trafficking charge comes with a compound or a battery of other charges. You know, you have to understand that because some of us have actually been through trials.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us
I've
are
been through
law
trials.
and very familiar with the law, especially those of us who've been incarcerated. Trafficking under the Florida statute just involved the movement of one plane
yeah.
or one person
Of a
or
certain
not.
amount. Of a
Right,
certain.
right. It's still the trafficking amount varies.
Yeah.
But you're moving something or someone from one place to another illegally.
Yes, that's yeah.
Okay.
It's illegally and not moving them by the right course. So by taking, if people are taking kids in this country or any other country wrong by force and then taking them to another place to sell, manipulate,
That's
or whatever,
trafficking.
that's trafficking if they catch you doing that. If you take drugs, and we all know that, you know, if you get caught with a certain amount of drugs or a particular type of drug and you moving it from one county to the other, that's trafficking
Right.
of a controlled substance. So the charges, for me, I haven't really seen where Puff has been charged with a crime yet. Now,
Yes,
beating
yeah.
the assault charge of beating that girl by the elevator.
And he ain't much charge that. He got that was civil. He ain't
Okay.
get. He ain't,
See,
that,
so
that was a
that-
civil
You gotta
matter.
remember, guys, we only at day 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That's a lot of days. Imagine.
yeah.
I'm just giving you. So there's a long way to go when those type of cases is involved.
But we only going by what we're hearing.
Right.
So
There's a
so
long way
far,
to
the
go.
only thing I've heard is freak this and baby oil.
Yeah, baby-
But there's
yeah.
no crime.
And kid
And-
in his car.
Huh?
Okay, I didn't hear about that. I heard.
There's-
I see.
yeah,
See, some of the
and-
news you see on the internet is not
There's-
always.
And then all you
real
heard
as
about
fake.
Puff Daddy
It's just
paying somebody.
Girl got held over the balcony.
Yeah, he paying this
Look,
person,
okay.
paying that person to have sex with his wife. I mean,
But
what
that
her
ain't
name
a
is?
crime, though. That ain't a
I
crime,
know that,
though.
but,
Yeah.
but they making it so explicit, like, oh, it's
But
so
they-
bad that he
They
paid somebody to
degrading
have
his
sex
character.
with.
No,
They're
you know what
trying to
I'm saying?
degrade his character.
What happened is a lot of time we are looking for something specific, right? But the prosecutor, what you looking for to hear, the prosecutor is not saying that, right? That doesn't mean that they're not going towards that direction. So everybody right now is probably like, what is the crime? We're looking for a crime.
Yeah.
But just pay attention to each witness. Why they bring that person on the witness stand is not for that person to say, oh, he committed a crime. In that storyline that that person is given, there's something that they are picking. Once they pick that part, they're going to collaborate it with somebody else's.
If they're
gonna
doing it the
and
way
then make
you're
the
saying
case.
it, you're saying they're building a case. But if that's the case, they can't build a case while taking you through trial. They have to
No,
build
the case is already built.
Right. So
Yeah.
if that's it, so then that's
But
it.
the
they
way-
can't open no new
And they gotta
charges
be-
right
they
now.
gotta
They
be-
got-
the
what
proof-
they're bringing is all they can bring right
No,
now.
the witnesses were not in the same situation at the same time for you to
But
see
all
the
this
whole
is
breakdown.
degradation of his character.
I believe Puff gonna
None
beat
of
the
this
case.
is
How about
crime.
that?
It's all degradation of his character.
I'm going with
And I can
innocent.
think it, that's what they want to do.
At
They
the end
will
of the
do
day,
that.
I'm going
Right, but-
innocent. I ain't saying what Puff did wrong, whatever. I don't know what he did. I'm going innocent because, again, people made choices. Just because the choice y'all made that y'all regret it now, which I know people's that done did stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You know who I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? The choices that you made now, you regret it. It still was a choice you made.
Right.
So
You feel what I'm saying?
are you guys still thinking the only reason why Puff is there where he's at is because of Freak Off?
No.
No,
That's not what we're saying. We just
no.
open up a table for
Nah.
dialogue.
Yeah.
Now, I want to hear from Jay Styles. Y'all let Jay Styles. I want to hear. His mind got to speak. Hit that like button.
Yeah.
Jay Styles, what's popping, baby?
Man, I think the only way to get Diddy is how they got R. Kelly.
How's that?
It's gonna have to be he got to transport an underage person from one state to the other, like you was talking about trafficking. That's it. I don't know about all that other stuff because I'm like disconnected from all of that, but I'm getting down to what I see has already worked, which is how they got R. Kelly.
Yeah.
So if that's how they want him, that's how they gonna get him. But I don't think it's just about that though. I think it's just about he's in circle. I mean, yeah. He's a freak. So what? We know he's bisexual. We know that's not illegal.
That's a thing right now. Everybody, not everybody. I'm saying I ain't bisexual.
Hold up, stop the press. Cut.
Put that on the record.
But Jay Styles, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what city you vibe in.
Yeah, what you got going on, Jay Styles? What you got going on?
With just Puffy. I never met Puffy.
No, we talking about we
I crossed paths with Puffy back in the day.
Jay Styles, we want to know what you got going on, man. What you?
Yeah.
And listen, for y'all don't know, this Jay Styles.
That's what he was like. Hey,
you been to a freak off? Or you been to a freak off?
I haven't been to a freak off. Well. I was in the music industry. I know about Diddy. So, and I know R. Kelly. I met R. Kelly. So, these are things we just going through a different time right now. It's a different season where shit is being. I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to curse on YouTube.
No, it's man.
But like, it's like we're restoring nature right now. That's the way I look at it. Like nature is out of whack right now. So like. It is getting way deeper than just, Puffy's just one example of everything, but like it has to restore back to real love. Like right now, it's like a slave owner slave. It's real slave owner slave mentality. Like I was just talking about, like with the drinks, with the bribing with money. That's all like the same story. So I'm glad that it's getting exposed. But it has to because we have to address the core roots of everything. And the core roots is like the abuse of man and woman. Like if we continue to do the same thing over and over, we're going to be talking, it was R. Kelly then, it's Puffy now. We'll be having this same conversation about someone else in 3 years. It's Bill Cosby. Who's next on the list, that they want to pick and choose who's at the top, Jay-Z, whoever. But the root of it is like that's why I love Kendrick Lamar so much, man. What he did to Drake, I'm just gonna keep
man.
I just love like the fact that he can say pedophilia in front of 150 million people, bro. That shit is so powerful because no one wants to talk about that in America, and to me, that's like a real issue. Yeah. Like we have to come back to we really got to come back to like the family union and nature and love between man and woman. And I'm not discrediting the other stuff, but I'm just saying that's the way we were created.
LGBTQ2, RT3.
The United States of America do not function properly.
Well, Trump's trying to bring that back though.
What system is he trying to bring?
Trump is trying to bring back everything Obama did. I look at it like
on the back. He trying to do it on the sly. He don't want to say. He gonna be like he brought it here, but he can't reinvent the wheel. And my dog Jay Styles told me that can't reinvent the wheel.
You guys are thinking that there is a system right now that can be established differently than the system that's been going on since America was founded.
Of course.
Yeah.
I think so.
That is impossible.
Say that again.
We are functioning on a system that's been around since America was founded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, since America was founded, how deep we want to go back?
Since
we talking about before it was colonized by
let-
Europeans, or we talking about indigenous people?
Let me say one thing real quick.
The people that actually colonized America inbred this type of system, regardless of everything else that was going on.
What's the
Yeah.
name of that system?
So this system is a system where if you're not part of a society, if you're not part of a cult, then you're not going to be recognized, or you're not going to make it, or you're not going to succeed.
We have the power, though.
Well,
We have the power. The problem is we forgot we have the power. If we come
we the
together,
people. We the people.
there's no slave owners without slaves. They need us to survive.
so the system is different. They don't have physically slave owners.
Yes, they do. Puff Daddy's one of them.
No, okay.
We just talked about how he controlled and manipulated
Yeah, that's a
weaker
owner.
people up underneath
Yeah.
them.
Right, we
He's a
talking
slave
about-
owner.
We're talking about legally when somebody is manipulating you or running you. There's a legal way that you can do that. We're not talking about somebody that's doing
It's
something
called-
to you involuntary, right? But so right now what I'm saying is the system that's running United States right now is the people that is rich or got the money, they're not going to allow everybody else to become rich just like
Yeah, because they'll lose power. They'll lose.
But-
they
So what do you call that?
But that's the
There's a
thing
name
though.
for
But
that.
that's the thing. You looking at rich monetarily. I'm talking about rich in spirit though. There's two different things.
so
Because
then-
I'm gonna tell you, like people, it's everybody wants what they don't have. That's what draws us. We're attracted to the opposite. So like this, how I look at it, someone biracial coming from a white father and a black mother. That's what draws us together. Is we want people who have depth are generally attracted to people who don't have depth. So people who have money generally don't have depth. They hinder their children because they think they protecting them. But what they really doing is they stunting their growth. And what happens is when you don't really teach your child, like if you don't, they're gonna the child, when you try to hinder them from something, they're gonna want to do it even more.
Yeah.
I agree. But what I'm saying is, do you think that system will ever change?
Yeah, we're in the best. I think in the history,
we're
absolutely.
revolving
I can
system
become
right
a
now.
millionaire.
Yes,
I can
yeah.
become a millionaire in a year.
That's just like right now.
So let me say this.
In America,
For a system to change, what is required?
consciousness.
Okay, so let me say this.
repetitiveness.
Consciousness.
I'm gonna just use that word. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use that word. But let me say this: how many people right now? Let's just talk about America. How many people or person in America right now do you think that believe in that same process that you believe in?
It's a certain level you have to get to.
Yeah.
No.
You have to detach from the matrix.
No.
And there's too much addiction in the matrix right now.
So there's no answer. So
How many
not-
people have that consciousness
Do you think like you? I'm just saying.
who think like me?
Yeah.
Oh, probably not a lot.
Okay, so that means that it's an unknown. So because of that,
Because it's a frowned upon. It's not the cool thing to do.
because exactly
Being
so-
intelligent is
Yeah,
looked
a lot of
upon.
people
Being
wanna follow
dumbed
the
down
wave.
is what's
you-
promoted.
Yeah.
So you're making my point. Because of that,
People want to follow the wave
when
of what somebody
somebody
else is
right
doing.
now become rich,
And that's just
the
rich.
only mindset they have is to make sure whatever riches they have continue. What that means is the person that they're going to pass on that wealth to, that person is trained the same way with the same mentality that they have. So where do the change is going to come from?
Because we each one teach one.
Who- That's what okay, if you're a good person,
Yeah.
you're going to teach your son to become good.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you know
Now-
what it starts with?
now-
Healing.
Now,
Healing
the
generational
problem that-
curses
the problem-
and wounds.
The problem that we are having in America is the people with the good conscience, we are less. We are the minority.
Yeah, we definitely
Yeah.
are.
Okay.
Definitely
We already
are
know that, though.
Okay, so if that's the case, how do you think that the people that's running the system with the mindset that they have is more than us with the conscience that we want the system to change? It's not going to be. It's not going to
We
happen.
have to crash it.
Well, just
Okay.
like
We have to crash the matrix,
It's a
and how
such
we
thing.
do that
It's a such
is by
thing.
loving one another.
yeah, it's such thing.
It's that simple. But the
I-
more we divide amongst race, religion, and
Well, listen,
politics,
well,
we never gonna get there.
That's why we here as a group right now to pass on positive message. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe.
We can
Got
do,
like
You know,
we can do
so
our
we trying to
best.
pass the message on
Right.
so y'all can understand
We can do our best.
how to pass it
but
on. You know
at
what I
the
mean?
end of the day, do we want that? All of us, we would like for that to happen as a unity.
All of us.
Yes.
Some of us want it faster than others. Some of us want to
Well,
finish this
the
video
American way
game
now.
faster
Yeah,
than others.
That's the American way.
That's
on,
the
you know,
reason
that's-
why.
But that's why Jesus couldn't
system-
save everybody. Muhammad couldn't save everybody. God, whatever. We never gonna save everybody.
Exactly. So that's why you can only do your best
That's right.
with the people that will follow you and listen
Or
and
surrounding you.
understand
Your people
or-
that's
or your
surrounding you.
environment.
Listen.
like our followers.
And hoping.
If y'all
I'ma tell
following
you-
us and liking
and
us,
hoping
we hope y'all get
that
some
the
out of
growth
this, man.
will
We doing this for y'all, man.
I'm gonna tell you a
This
true
for y'all.
story,
too
right?
deep, man. The system is too deep, well based.
You know why?
The system has
You know
a deep
why?
foundation in it.
It is, but you can break it because I'm living proof. But you know what? You gotta detach from this. This is the number one addiction. They got
Yeah.
you plugged in all fucking day.
Yeah.
We can give an opinion.
Now this,
Because- listen.
you know what? I'm glad you put that phone up, right? Because I got a
the-
question, right?
We can give an opinion.
All right, Bootman, I got a
Listen,
question.
this is not even an
This out.
opinion. The only way out is within.
I got a question. I'm glad you put
I-
that
That's the
phone.
problem.
Yeah.
That's a good
Bootman.
opinion. I'm not saying it's a bad.
That's
opinion.
facts. That
But-
changed my whole life. I know
Yeah, I
that.
agree.
That's not
Tell
a
me
that's not a
something, Bootman,
belief.
about the
Can change
phone,
one life.
Right? Listen, about the phone. I'm glad he brought it up. For one, let me get a shout out to Bootman. He served our country. You know what I'm saying? You served our country. Let him know you served our country. He was, he was in the service.
He gave his life. He gave his life for the freedoms and liberties of some of y'all watching.
I'm just letting the people know why you know about the American and all that because you served our country.
That's the
So
part. That is
shout out to
like
him.
one thing that you can, if it's possible that you can do,
Yeah.
is do the best that you can do as a person. So I feel like
Absolutely.
the best
And
that
he
I
did
can
that.
do is actually
How many
Yeah.
years did you
Serve-
serve?
How many years you served?
18 in total.
18 years.
Oh
served.
wow,
What
respect.
branch?
Navy.
Navy, okay. So shout out to Bootman. You know what I'm saying? Serving our country. We got a serviceman in here. So he's not speaking for us. He's speaking for his fellow brothers in the service because he's been seeing some stuff that we probably ain't seen. So that's why when he gets so deep, that's because he's seen some stuff in 18 years that people probably shouldn't have seen. Should I say?
Well,
You know
one
what
of the
I'm saying?
things. One
No,
of the
they
things he went
should.
through-
I mean-
He should have seen that, so he
Well,
could tell his
yeah,
testimony
yeah,
right now
yeah.
what he's
No,
seen to
yeah.
us.
His
Yeah.
testimony is he's alive. But
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
tell you
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah.
He was in a Humvee with 4 or 5 other.
Let him
soldiers.
tell his story. Tell your story.
Tell
What
your
happened?
story. What happened, man?
So a lot of time I don't go through a lot of depth in certain things, but yes, we was on a mission and mission went left, and yeah,
Well, what
it
happened?
damaged my leg.
How did it damage your leg?
EOD,
A what?
explosive ordnance device. Yeah.
EOD.
Serving our country.
But
I got-
besides that, you got to remember.
Now, who put this EOD device that harmed you?
I don't know, my brother.
Where were you at when this happened?
We was in Iraq.
You was in
All
Iraq.
right. So he's waiting.
I got one question for you right now. How do you feel as someone who risks your life for the service of our freedom and liberties that we still have in this country?
And we appreciate you
For
listening.
those who act like and say that they cannot stand this country. How do you feel when you put your life? My father was in the army. My grandfather was in the army. So how do you feel when you hear people talk crap about this country? I know
Well,
it's
let me-
Babylon, but still, I think this is still the best place. I done been to 8 other countries.
That's a good question, right? But let me say this. A lot of times, you don't know what somebody is going through.
Oh, of course.
So my thing is, what is the service of the country? There's plenty other ways that somebody can serve this country, right? Not
Yeah.
just being in the military, right?
Right.
So sometimes people may go through certain situation in their life, and then they feel like, damn, the country let them down. Now, I always was taught by my dad, it's not what you say, it's
What
how
you
you
do.
say it. It's not what you do, is how you do it. Some people just react completely straight of emotion,
Yeah.
and don't pay attention to what they're saying. So a lot of time I know when somebody says, "Oh, I hate this country," I don't know why. You know what I'm saying? They say the word hate, but it may be something that's going through them that put them in a position to say that. But I wouldn't use the word hate.
Yeah, that's a
because
powerful
when
word.
you say you hate this country, that means that you hate this country, right? That means that all the people that in this country form United States of America. Does that mean that you hate everybody? Because you got to remember, America is not America regardless without us, the people.
Absolutely.
Like we the people.
So-
Back to what you're saying. We the people.
We have the power.
You can say, I hate the system. I hate this culture. I hate whatever. But when you say you hate America, I think that's a little bit deep.
America is
So,
beautiful. I've
You know,
traveled
but
this whole
I
country.
can't
I
go
love
into
it.
depth and say, somebody shouldn't. That's a little bit above,
Right.
Your pay
Well, I
grade.
think if
Not
you
even
just
my
say the
favorite.
word
Yeah.
"I hate America" with no validity behind it, then of course it can be addressed. There is a lot of indignation in this country, and there's indignation from all people that live here. There's indignation for black people, white people, and then even people who come here from other countries or places. Everybody has a dislike about something. You even mentioned dislike in the system. Some people may dislike the government. Some people may dislike the people and the way the people act. I mean, everybody, it's
Yeah,
levels.
whoever's around
It's the
them, yeah.
levels to how people feel. Now, in each group that I mentioned is going to have their reasons for disliking things about America. You know, as a black person, I can't sugarcoat it or apologize. I'm unapologetically black. I don't like the history of American slavery.
Exactly.
I will never with anyone say I liked it, that I admired that. There was nothing admirable about that to me. However, I don't sit around and make that the stumbling block of my success or my steps. Then you have white people that I hear and I've talked to. They don't like America because they see America has changed, or at least the masculinity. From what I gather from talking to them, it's the masculinity of America that they feel has been compromised. They address everything, and I sit and I listen to them, and we have healthy conversations about this. They address everything from the TV shows to the overall presence of homosexuality in TV shows and in the lifestyle, the lack of integrity in the making of products or providing services. So I understand the complaint varies based on the group. Each ethnic group is going to have their reason for disliking the American country, the American government, the American system. We, as a people, have to begin, and it all ties back into sacrificing. If we can sacrifice some of our animal desires, we can actually begin to link in. As Jay Styles and Brother Blackavelli said, if we could tap into that mental energy and work with one another, and not be worried about, what he driving, what he got on, or what he doing and who he dating and stuff like that, and be more concerned with things that are going to help make things go around. Because I tell people this all the time. If there was to be a revolution right now, as the people will talk about, fighting off America, fighting everybody that is for America, and then those who are not for America and engaged in a war, I said, what would you have as stability in this war? Would you have a medic group for medical emergencies? Would you have a feed supply to feed the soldiers? Would you have a place to take care of the women and children? Because you got to realize, if you just go and attack and just go to fighting, that's called a riot. Well, it's not even that's a war, but it's a senseless war. Riot is a senseless
A
act.
war without no reason.
Right, a war without no
rhyme and
reason. Because guess what? At the end of the day, after you do all your shooting, killing, and pillaging, you've got to eat.
Yeah.
And that's
You're gonna have medical people that need medical attention. So there's so much more we gotta wake up to.
We have to come together, man. We have to come together. It's as simple as that. Killing each other ain't gonna cause nothing.
Well, it won't help us advance. It won't.
Dude, we have to become a
community.
community. Everybody brings something to the table.
Right.
And guess what? Not only that, different people can bring the same thing to the table. So that's what a misconstrued get at, because they feel like, I'm gonna give example some simple, some ribs to a barbecue. You can bring ribs, I can bring ribs, he can bring ribs. We just trying to make sure everybody get enough ribs.
Yeah.
It ain't that, oh, he brought ribs, I can't bring ribs. Oh, he bought ribs,
But
I can't bring
ultimately,
ribs.
going back to what I
You
said,
can bring, everybody can.
What about chicken? Can they bring a young
No,
chicken
that's
or
what I'm
old
saying.
chicken?
The chickens, the
Can we
chicken
bring an
people can
old
bring
chicken?
chicken peoples.
How about
the
old?
chicken bring
How
chicken.
about an old chicken? Because there's old. You said it.
Is this a sacrifice chicken?
Does the chicken live long?
Is this a sacrifice chicken? If it's a sacrifice chicken, bring it.
Ian TX, the brother said on a previous podcast, chickens don't live long.
They don't.
I re-looked at the podcast today.
Chicken don't
He
live
said
They don't.
He asked me.
they
he said,
don't.
"General,
'Cause
They born to die.
They pumping them up with steroids. They
he said,
died even
"General,
faster.
General, do you know of any chicken that live long?"
Hey, what chicken you know?
Because he's saying basically once the
Listen.
chicken reach that mature, ripe age, it's off with his head.
Off with his head.
And people going,
Put it this way. Don't now chicken you know got a grandson.
You know what? Speaking of chickens, listen, here's the thing about chickens too.
What
Everybody
chicken you know got a grandson? Like now it's a granddaughter. Like now chicken you know got a granddaughter or grandson.
That's a good
I don't even right. A chicken stops at having.
So I'm guessing the problem with the chicken is they don't have no unity.
Okay.
No, it ain't that they ain't got no unity. They don't got enough space to become a chicken.
Well, they ain't got a lifespan.
They crammed up. They crammed up, pumped on steroids for money and greed.
I just think that the chickens, they don't have no unity to understand that they all are chickens.
Y'all need to stop with
Maybe
these
some
chickens,
of
man. Every time I turn around, you know what?
Man.
You see, now when y'all said ribs, I didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
Y'all talking about all them
You
ribs. I
talking
don't
about
eat
swine.
So y'all talking about all them ribs. Now y'all
Yeah,
done
beef
pounced on
ribs.
the chicken.
You got beef ribs.
I eat beef
The
ribs.
reason why I'm
Hey,
saying
listen,
that because you know they actually making chicken.
At
as
least
well,
the
right?
cow got a little span. The cow can see his grandson.
Here's the
The
thing,
cow
though.
can see the grandson.
They can see their grandson.
Yeah, the cow can.
I ain't never heard nothing like that in my life, Black
So
Belly.
a
I
cow
think you have
is-
just introduced
Yeah,
me to
because-
something I
because
never thought
the
about.
cows live a
The
little longer than
lineage
chickens.
of animals.
Of course, cows
Do they
live
have
longer
uncles and
than
uncles?
chickens do. What are you
Does a
talking
chicken have
about?
an uncle?
You
Does a
man,
chicken
hey,
have an
that
uncle?
Hennessy really kicking in
No,
right
the
now,
chicken-
bro.
No, but the cow
Chickens
never
don't
knows
live. But listen, it's the
No,
thing.
because they got to milk a cow a couple times. See what I'm saying? The cow got to stay long to get the milk out of the chicken. They off with his head off real.
So my thing is,
But listen,
why,
look at this,
why
though.
chicken never have twins?
How can you prove
Oh,
that
they all
though?
look twins. They
How
all
can
look
you
alike.
prove that though?
Well, hold on, but
Oh,
the
you
chicken
right. Yeah,
had
they got one at a
twins.
time.
Look
Yeah.
like don't mean that they are twins.
Well, it wouldn't matter because they're gonna kill it anyway. So what difference? We wouldn't know
No,
there was a twin anyway.
I believe if chicken was able to produce themselves as twins, then once one twin goes, then you still have that same chicken.
No, they're going to kill both twins at the
Hold
same
on.
time.
Okay, so you saying DNA wise, if one twin chicken died, so that's just like saying one twin got sold to a Kentucky Fried Chicken and the other one got sold to Popeye
Popeyes.
Fried Chicken.
Yeah, but you just got to make sure
They're gonna taste the
who's going to
same.
be in the skillet first.
Well, does it
Yeah,
matter?
Hey.
You walk up in there, you hungry. Hey, but listen, let me get off that.
I'm
I got
gonna end
another-
this conversation. Just
I got-
stop eating chicken, man.
Hey,
Stop
yeah.
eating chicken, dog.
Yeah.
Go vegan. Go plant
This
based.
is too much.
Stop eating that stuff,
Yeah.
man.
But family,
Stop.
I want to.
They pumping so much steroids in that stuff. It's not good for us, man.
Yes, and it's full of chemicals. But I want to get on another subject real quick before we get too far on this one. I think we've traveled in that journey. Let's talk about and this is along the line of relationships.
All right, I love this.
Let's talk about relationships and
Nature.
Let's talk about the way that we act and interact with our women these days.
Oh,
and
Lord.
And I don't want to be specific to only black women or only white women. Let's just go with women in general because we all deal with women in general.
Well, my take is most women's now.
No, Nate, the only married person in this conversation, right?
Listen,
Is he?
but-
Are you
I don't know.
married?
I'm asking y'all.
Yeah,
But listen.
I'm not married.
You talking about relationship?
Yeah,
So
man,
hold on,
yeah,
you
yeah,
not married?
No.
I'm not
Relationship.
married. You married?
It's about relationship.
No, he's not married.
Relationship.
It don't matter
Okay,
about
relationship too.
It's
Okay.
about
You married?
relationships.
But
Relationship.
Nate is the only married man who's.
I'm
I've
glad-
been married twice, but you the only man married right now.
I'm glad
Hey,
I don't know
shout
who
out
Nate
to the
is.
married man right here.
I'm
man.
glad I don't know who
Let
Nate
me see where
is.
Jay Styles going.
No, black don't know who
Why
he
do
I've
you
been
say
married
that?
twice.
Why do you say that when you say relationship, you say the word marriage?
No.
Because it's a different. I see it as a different tier of relationship.
But that's how you get to marriage.
But
With
so,
a good relationship.
I,
Right,
so
but it's a
this
different
is-
level.
But-
But some people some people don't ever want to get married.
No,
they believe
they don't ever got a
that's
good-
Christianity.
Okay, well they ain't got no
rules.
good relationship.
Okay, so
that's not a good relationship.
We already
There's no way
far away
around
from
it.
where he was at. That's what
What you were saying? Hold on, let me catch back up.
I was telling my brother we already far away from where he was going. You know what I'm saying? But
Hold your mic.
I think
Because
he was just
marriage.
talking about relationship
With women and
a
men,
man
yeah.
and a woman. Period.
Well, I'm gonna get
So-
to the point of what I was getting at.
Right.
And y'all
Yeah.
ain't-
That's
y'all
what
ain't
you-
let me get to my
that's
point.
what you need
Let me
to
get
do.
to my
All right,
point.
my
So here's
bad, my
point.
bad, brother.
Yeah, that's
Here's
what
the
you need to do.
specific area I wanted to talk about in relationships. All right. One of the things I've noticed throughout my years and my experiences in my relationships, and men have said this too. I've seen it on Facebook. I've seen it on the internet when I'm, just scrolling about women not wanting to be held accountable. That when it comes to accountability, there seems to be a flaw
In your experience,
in amongst women.
But see,
I've had that experience.
You know what? Y'all hit
But
that
you-
like button.
but hold on.
But
No, I'm just
listen,
thinking
women.
about my
Not,
experience.
hold on. Not to cut you
I
off.
wanna go
listen,
into-
this for my viewers. Women, we need a woman on here to come speak on y'all
oh,
behalf.
I'm bringing one on the next
we got
episode.
one coming.
You
We
ain't
need
gotta
a
worry
woman
about
on here
that. She
to come
about
speak
to
on y'all
get it
behalf.
in.
We gonna say what we gonna say.
I
We gonna
see
say
already.
right now. But we not speaking for y'all women. He gonna say what he gonna say, but he not
Oh,
speaking for our women.
next episode
So,
17.
so
Get ready.
No, yeah, he's
Right.
been with
Now,
him.
but I'm
He's
not
asking
speaking
questions.
Some women.
This
He
is
more
a-
asking
this
question,
is-
but we're
this
gonna
is
have a woman on here
male's
to answer that.
perspective, and it's not every woman
Of
I've
the
dealt with.
experience
We need a woman on here.
Now, I'm
Oh, she
including-
coming.
I'm
You done,
including
hey,
my
you done
experiences.
manifested it. You done manifested.
I'm
You done,
including my
shit.
experiences, but I'm also including things I've seen on Facebook and when I'm just coming on the internet and regular internet descriptions of like news or whatever they got going. And what I wanted to say was accountability is very important. Even my son said to me the
It's
other day.
everything.
Now hold up, my son said, he said, Daddy, because he's talking about his sister, my daughter. He said, Daddy, every time when she knows she's wrong and I say something to her, she just goes meh, 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 like that. And I noticed that my lady does that too. When you got the ladies that I talk to, and my grown-up ladies, when they are in a situation where I've caught them, and they either the truth is yes, I'm guilty, or no, I'm not. They go whatever. So to me, that delusional throw off is a feminine thing.
Whoa, what's
It's
a
a feminine
feminine
thing.
thing?
The
What's a,
delusion.
Not taking accountability.
Right, not
but that is not no just
Well,
feminine
that's
thing.
Like, that's what I say.
That's
That's
an everybody thing.
That's why I say we need a woman on here to answer for what he's saying. So I mean,
Listen.
Thing. Now hold up.
if y'all want to come to this podcast, y'all subscribe, y'all inbox us,
But a
and
feminine
let me
thing
know.
doesn't mean female, because see, as a human, we have both masculine and feminine qualities in us.
But we're not balanced right now. We're supposed to
I
be
still
balanced.
feel that
Yes.
that particular avoidance of accountability is a feminine aspect. Now that's my
Yeah,
story,
and
I'm
there's too
sticking
many
to it.
men in that feminine energy
You
for
may
the
have some men
absence
in
of
there
the
too.
masculinity.
You may have some men too in that femininity.
A lot. The majority right
I
now.
won't deny that.
I'm looking
The
at it like this.
majority right now is in the
won't deny
feminine
that.
energy.
I won't
I
deny
think
that. But there are men
it would be kind
faulty
of
like that.
I think it would be kind of unfair if we are talking about relationships.
I gotta pee,
And then
man.
we say women are not taking accountability, right? Right. Because
No, it ain't just
And-
women. We
and
are
the
not
whole-
gonna dog women.
I know why I did
Everybody
that.
need to
But
take
hold on.
accountability.
Yeah, everybody can
in a
accountability.
relationship,
But the gist of the conversation
and
was
hope-
about women. Now we can enter a universal appeal because we do have men that act like women on the feminine side. or
Too
act
many.
feminine.
I wouldn't say
However,
that. I would
I
say
wanna
the word
say that
accountability.
accountability-
There's men and women on
Like that.
each side.
But I was addressing
a lot
women.
of times they don't
I
take
was addressing
accountability.
women. Why? Because men will actually hold up to their accounts. In most cases, I know
That's
I
not
will.
true, bro.
No.
Hold on. I know
No.
I will.
That's not true.
No.
Most of the men
No.
that I deal with
I can
do.
do with him. That's
All
not
right.
That's
true.
cool. That's cool.
That's not
So
true,
you don't
bro.
hold up for accountability?
Not everybody.
That's what
Look,
I said.
I
So
know
listen
some men
carefully
don't.
to my words.
If you ask me the question personally, I would say yes.
Hear what I said. Then.
because
Hear what I said.
because there's a big difference when you say that you are a man. A man should be able to take
Well,
accountability
that's what I said.
and responsibility for their actions.
Should.
Now,
But hold
sure,
up.
yeah.
If I didn't say that, what
Should.
did I say? See,
So-
now one thing I do believe in, one thing I'm a good listener. And I hear exactly what you said. I said there are some men like that too, where a man should be able to hold himself for accountability. And that's when I said, now, not all men do. Understand me. I understand the ratios. Not all men do. I do. Maybe y'all cats do. But what happens is a lot of women don't. I think more women don't than men that don't.
I can go with that.
That's where he was
Yeah, I
going.
can
So
go.
that
I can go with that.
is his opinion.
But again,
I understand
for any
that.
woman
But hold
that
on.
feel like it's different or don't agree with him, y'all more than welcome to come on this podcast and let him know about himself.
Hold up. Why they gotta let me know about myself?
Cause you brought it up.
When it
Well,
comes
they
to
can come
me-
and give
Stay
their
tuned.
Yeah, you brought it up. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, stay tuned to episode 17.
When it comes to
Next-
me, when you're talking about relationship, you have to be fair in the conversation. There's certain points.
How about
when you are
honest in
bringing
the
it up.
conversation? How about honesty in the conversation?
Well, I mean, if you for you to be honest, you have to be fair.
You have to be vulnerable and truthful and
Right.
take off all of the masks.
Right? I don't know if you have to be vulnerable, but if you
Oh, yes, you have to be vulnerable,
To
my
tell the
dude.
truth?
Yes.
well, if vulnerability has to make you tell the truth, there's something ain't right.
Of course.
You don't have to be vulnerable to tell the truth. The truth is.
But how many people are telling the truth?
We don't.
Most people aren't real no more. Because people don't want to be who they really are. They want to be something else that they aren't. That's why women are out here getting fake body parts.
Yeah.
That's why men are out here doing what they doing.
Well,
They want to be something else that God created. They want to turn into a transformer.
and a lot of times,
And that's a sickness.
you know, that's the crazy thing about it is women get their body dead, and a man
to attract the
But-
man that they think they
Yeah,
want
but
is gonna want
A
them.
man that
But
really
a
don't
real
care about
man.
the body being done. That's the thing. I'm
Not
trying to
only
tell
that,
you.
we're gonna see that
But-
that woman is mentally scarred. That
Yeah.
she's willing to change her body.
I prefer the regular body than you know what I'm
I don't
saying.
think-
The
I don't
body
think
that,
we stand on
that
the
I'm
subject,
accustomed to. You know what I'm saying?
You know, that's
That's just me.
So
So my bad.
But I guess if you get a enhanced body, I'm cool with it too.
But
You know what I'm
listen,
saying?
hold on.
You got the right to do
The
what you want to do. at
the
end of
first
day.
thing.
Okay.
I always pray for this every day, sometimes twice a day. But when it comes to healing, we're going to talk about healing now. When it comes to healing and really unpacking, getting up in that subconscious brain, like you have to do the work. You can try to avoid it all you want to. It's going to continuously come back until you fucking do it.
Yeah, till you heal.
You can't run forever. You can come back in the next lifetime. It's still gonna be there.
what type of healing you talking about?
Mental
I'm talking
healing,
about
it's like-
one. You gotta take self accountability, like he
yeah,
said.
Yeah.
You
mentally.
can't play a victim.
You got to accept who you are for one.
If somebody raped you, somebody raped you. We gotta get down to it. Why are men raping all of these women and being pedophiles? Why do we got all of this trauma and this drama? We got to talk about the real issues.
I think
Why is a 75-year-old Bill Belichick with a 25-year-old woman?
So let me say this.
Let's talk real stuff now.
If I can make a point, the only thing I'm gonna say on that is we gotta remember. Sometimes I will say this to people and they don't understand where I'm coming from. We are not created equal.
No,
right.
women are natures, men are hunters.
Guys, we got
Hold on,
5
hold on.
minutes. We gotta make announcements real quick.
Hold on.
Hold on. We'll get back to the. Wait, hold on. We'll get back to the.
Hold on. 1 minute.
All right, go ahead.
1 minute. We are not created equal in the fact of God give us the opportunity in the senses that we have in us to make our own judgment and decision.
Yeah, we got free
So
will.
that's the reason why you see people are doing different things that you won't do, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
family.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Man.
We got a
love y'all.
date coming out. What's the date?
Our date, September 6th, the Sickle Cell Awareness Day Party.
Beautiful.
Right here in Fort Myers.
Fort Myers.
We'll get back with you as to the actual location.
Location. Then we got with my dog Jay Styles. He got some stuff coming up.
Yeah. Black Friday. Black
day?
Friday. Black Mystics in the building. We get together.
Shout out to Jay Styles, man.
Yeah, if y'all missed the last event I did, I'm out of retirement. I took a break. But Thanksgiving weekend, we got a big event going on at the Charlotte County Fairgrounds.
That's the 28th of November.
Yes, Black Friday.
Mark your calendar.
It's the biggest line dance festival of all time. My whole thing is peace, unity, love, and life. That's what I
Come
exist
there with a
for.
good attitude.
And I got the line dance king himself, Cupid Shuffle, is performing. He's the headliner. I got 69 boys.
That's right.
We going back to when when it was fun again.
Yeah,
we gonna get to dancing again and loving each other. I don't care what skin color, race, religion you are. We all gonna come together having a good time, because forget about the avatars. It's all about the soul at the end of the day for me. Don't let the packaging fool you. We all water at the end of the day. We all water. You know what I'm saying?
And again, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button,
Hit
subscribe.
that like button.
We got
Yeah.
more coming next week.
Next
I got
week.
my song.
Oh,
out.
I'm bringing my lady next week.
Okay,
Believe
next
that.
I'm about to bring a young lady too that can give
Okay,
us
we'll have some.
We're
women on
gonna
here
balance
next week.
this energy for
So again,
sure.
y'all gonna check my song out, Blind Owl, on YouTube.
Blind out.
Blind Owl.
Up in the air.
That's BLADAW. Blind Owl.
Blind Owl.
All right, y'all check me out on YouTube. I'm gonna have a link in here so y'all can go and check it out.
Oh,
You know
did
what
I
I'm saying?
finish? I said the date. Charlotte County Fairgrounds,
November 28th,
November 28th. Black Mystics gonna be in the building.
of course.
We're gonna have a dance contest, line dancing. We're gonna have a best dress contest. It's just gonna be a lot of love.
If you want to get on the roster, y'all inbox me. We'll get up my
Yeah.
dog J Styles. You know what I'm saying? We got some openers
you.
up. You want to get on the
Yeah.
roster, y'all
Holler
some
at us.
artists.
Holler at us.
We're gonna
We
have
got
man.
you.
we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna line dance. We're gonna break dance. We gonna
Every dance.
Yeah,
We
every
gonna dance
dance.
like David, people.
Well, listen, we gonna put it in the air. That's what we doing. You know what I mean? Put it in
We
the air,
definitely
baby.
gonna put it in the air.
Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out to EX3 Promotions. My dog Icy behind all the, you know what I'm saying, recording and stuff.
By
Good.
ENTX3.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all get at me if y'all need some
recognize
recording.
Icy.
We got I got bro. We got a podcast coming up. It's called Let the Cup Talk.
Just call me, right?
You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna have we also, if you want to be a sponsor, you know what I'm saying, y'all hit me up or do it in the comment. You know what I'm saying? Get your logo, put it in the background. We look for sponsors. So you want to be a
If you got a
sponsor.
business,
Got a
we can even
business.
come to you.
You want
and
to get
an
something sold,
advertisement
you know what I'm
on
saying?
our
Y'all come
episode.
holler at me. Nate Robinson Facebook, you know what I'm saying? Nate Robinson YouTube. Like I said, that'll been in the comments, stuff like that. That'll been we'll shoot the link out for y'all.
Green
Yeah.
Bros Farms, man.
Rainbow's from
Can I smoke? Can we smoke on the podcast?
We can smoke on the podcast when we do it outside.
All right,
So,
outside.
yeah, we-
So next week I'm gonna bring some L's and we gonna light up.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be up in the air for real.
Yeah,
next
you know what I'm
next
saying? Gonna put it in there.
podcast.
Like I said, we're gonna have some more guests. We're gonna have some women guests. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Compliments of J Styles and
Yeah,
general.
Yeah.
We got some women guests for y'all, so we can see the women's side of it. You know what I'm saying? And see where I go. You know what I'm saying? If you
we
wanna be a
coming.
guest-
We
if
coming
you-
back to love. We trying to get married like you, brother.
If you want to be a guest on this podcast, y'all inbox me, man. Nate Robinson Facebook. That's Creep. You know what I'm saying? AKA Black Valley. You know what I'm saying? But also YouTube, Nate Robinson, Creep. You know what I'm saying? And we got Black Mystic. You know what I'm saying? Number one. You know what I'm saying? Bike Club in Fort Myers.
The
Florida.
number one.
You know, so yeah, y'all get at me, man. Put it out, man. Peace, love, and happiness.
Peace. Love. Understanding.
Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air. I seen you do it, I seen you nice, I see you smooth, I see you twice. Goddamn, girl, you're making me blind. Goddamn, girl, you know you're fine. Now put it in the air like you know what it is. Put it in the air like you doing the biz. Put it in the air, girl, put it in the air, girl. Show why, girl. What you know, girl, get on the floor, girl. Wild on right, girl. What you got, girl? Let me see what's about, girl.